Stop waiting. Start becoming. Welcome to Becoming with Beck, the podcast for those ready to shift their mindset, lead themselves, and manifest intentionally. If you know you're meant for more, you're in the right place. Let's begin. And welcome to my very first episode of Becoming with Beck. I'm Beck Robinson, and I'm so thrilled you're here. This podcast is for anyone who is ready to stop waiting and start becoming. For anyone who knows there's more inside of them waiting to step forward, but maybe isn't sure how. This is a space for manifestation, mindset, and self-leadership. But most importantly, it's a space where growth is intentional, grounded, and real. No fluff, no pressure. Just a gentle, confident guide to help you step into the next version of your life. I started this podcast because I've been in that place myself, feeling stuck, unsure of my next step, waiting for permission or the right time. Over time, I realized that becoming the life we want isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking intentional action, trusting yourself, and leading into your own growth, even if it feels uncomfortable and uncertain. That's exactly what this podcast is about. I want to share what I've learnt, what I'm still learning, and guide you to create momentum in your own life, one aligned choice at a time. For me, this journey started when I was, in my late teens. I had this desire to go to university and get a degree, even though there was not one person in my family that had gone to uni or had this aspiration. I just knew that I wanted something more. So sat my HSC, didn't get the ATAR that I needed to get into the degree I wanted, which was social work. So my next step was to undertake a bridging course to the University of Newcastle, which allowed me to not only gain the skills that I needed to get through university, such as writing essays and referencing and all that fun stuff, but it also got me the score that I needed to get into my honours degree, which was not easy. I want to just preface that. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to go through, and it was a challenge to get through. It was 4 years, but ended up taking me a couple more years. I had 2 unpaid placements, which equaled 1,000 hours, and thankfully it landed me a job that I wanted, which was the reason I got into social work, and that was in mental health, which I did for, I think it was 7 weeks, and then landed me in my current job, which is not where I kind of thought I would end up, but I do thoroughly enjoy it. So yeah, that's kind of where my journey started. And then from there, I just wanted to manifest more. I met my husband. We got married overseas. We did some traveling. I was able to buy a brand new car. Bought my horse, which was a lifelong dream of mine. And here I am, nursing my almost 9-month-old baby in my arms and starting this podcast. So I want to touch on what becoming means to me. So to me, becoming is trusting yourself, taking aligned action, and embracing the journey, not just the destination. I think this is so important because we can get so fixated on the end goal, getting the job, earning a certain amount of money, going traveling, meeting a partner, having a baby. It could be anything. And getting there is a journey in itself. It's not always going to be easy. Like my example of going to uni. It was one of the most challenging things I had to do. I failed one of my courses a couple of times and felt like throwing in the towel, but I knew this is what I wanted and I knew what I had to do to get there. It was just, I needed to just stay consistent. And thankfully, I graduated with my degree, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, I just wouldn't be the person I am if I had not gone through that. The other thing I want to touch on is the 3 pillars I'll focus on to help make this real. So number 1 is manifestation, learning to attract what you truly want through clarity, energy, and intention. Number 2 is mindset. This is so important. It's how you think, the beliefs you hold, and the narratives you tell yourself that shape your results. And number 3 is self-leadership. It's taking responsibility for your life, your decisions, and your growth without waiting for someone else to guide you. This is another important thing. You've got to want to take control of your life. You are the only one who can get to where you want to go. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to hand things to you. You've got to want to get what you want out of life. Not wait. You've got to take responsibility for your own stuff. If you have limiting beliefs, you've got to challenge those beliefs and restructure them so they are propelling you forward and not holding you back. Also, in every episode, I'll break these down into practical, actionable steps you can apply immediately, because becoming isn't theoretical, it's intentional. So here's a simple exercise I want you to do today. I want you to take a moment to write down one area of your life where you've been waiting. Maybe it's a career move, or it's changing a habit, or it's just a personal goal. Then identify one small intentional action you can take this week to move toward that. It doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be you choosing yourself and taking the first step. That's how the process of becoming begins. For me, that was recording the intro of this podcast. It was one probably teeny tiny thing that I needed to do, but was super challenging with my baby and all her needs that she had during the week. So thankfully I was able to do that. And here I am also carving out time to record this episode. So if you're ready to grow intentionally, align your mindset, and start stepping into the life you want, I invite you to hit follow so you never miss an episode. And if you want more inspiration and behind the scenes content, you can find me on Instagram at Becoming with Beck. Thank you so much for joining me on this very first episode of Becoming with Beck. And remember, stop waiting, start becoming. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.